needed somebody to show the way. Yeah, I was a heartbeat with no sound till you came around. Yeah, you showed me colors, light in the darkness. You were the only thing I needed. Then we got older, but we stayed the same. Swear that we never lost the flame. Nostalgia, you're an echo in my head. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, nostalgia, don't you ever slip away. Oh, nostalgia, like a symphony of our memories. Oh, like a symphony of our memories.
Everything was moving so fast. Everywhere I look, I'm starting to feel time is eating me alive, drowning in my life. Who am I? Time is eating me Time moves on and on. Can I stomach it? Can I stomach it? Where did I go wrong? My fear builds an appetite, but time is eating me alive, drowning in my life. Who am I? Time is eating me
That's it.
Now that I'm gone, moving on. I know you wish I was
wonder, baby, come and show it. Tell me what you feel in your heart and your soul. There's nothing I would take for granted. With me, we'll make it through. Takes two hearts to fix heartbreak. We grew apart, I made a mistake, but I'll try to make it up to you, my darling. Ooh,
Yeah, I wanna be a
Worship me, I control the air. Worship me, worship me, my forgiveness sets you free. Worship me, I control the air you breathe. Worship me, my forgiveness sets you free.
set me free, 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 free. Come and set me free.
Just don't say another word. These thoughts you've imagined aren't real, aren't adding up. You fetched your ideas from nowhere, all from another world. Your logic's impaired, your full picture is cropped. Cause we both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. We both know that one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, cause this ain't the end. Clear, bright brain. You're so far off, oh, it's like you can't see ahead. These feelings you've caught don't make sense. Your plan's gonna flop. You keep raising doubts without cause. All you feel is dread. My logic is fair. If it's pain, it's ever gonna stop. Cause we both know that one day he's not gonna cry again. Without doubt, it's my say, if all's gonna mend. We both know that one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. We both know one day the sun's gonna rise again. So don't pout for our sake, 'cause this ain't the end. I used to come here all the time in late July to send a wish into the night that maybe one day when we leave the hurt behind, we'll find a way to make our hearts burn bright like a comet in the sky. I promise you this, as long as you're looking, you'll see the signs. Just for a moment, a flash of light, you'll never forget. I heard you crying aloud, and a part of me cried with you. I finally see why all of me tears fall out of you. Can't escape from this pressure inside you, but tonight the stars align. When the cracks start to let